No one believes their eyes. Jack and Tien, the once underrated couple, have now officially launched their own million-dollar company, leaving their family and friends in awe. What helped them turn things around so dramatically? The story behind their success will keep you glued to your eyes. Jack and Tien's journey to find a place to set up their company was not as easy as many people thought. Right from the start, the two faced countless difficulties: limited capital, lack of experience, and many people doubted that they were just delusional. For many weeks, Jack and Tien roamed around the suburban districts and the central area. From old office buildings to luxury buildings, every time they found a suitable place, the landlord said they would no longer rent it. There was a day when they walked all day under the hot sun. The two of them only ate a loaf of bread and drank a bottle of water together, still laughing and encouraging each other that, "It's okay. We will find it." There were times when Tien was discouraged and wanted to give up. But Jack remained steadfast. "We don't need the most expensive place. We just need a place that is enough to start." Finally, when the whole family was sitting and chatting in a lively atmosphere, Jack's mother suddenly remembered something and said, "Oh, I heard that there is a house for rent not far from the market. Clean, also near the main road. You two should go there and ask. Maybe it's suitable." Hearing that, Jack nodded slightly, his eyes flashing with hope. Sitting for a while, seeing that the sun had cooled down, Jack stood up and greeted his mother. "Mom, I'd like to go out and see what you're talking about. Maybe it's really fate." Having said that, he turned to look at Tien, who was sitting next to him, still peeling fruit, looking bewildered. "If you're at home doing nothing, come with me for fun. Who knows, you might feel it right away." Tien smiled lightly, quickly put down the small knife, washed her hands and took the baseball cap on the table. "Let's go. I'm also curious about your, maybe fate." Jack's mother saw them off to the door, not forgetting to remind them, "Remember to ask carefully about the price, the documents, and take a picture to send to me." And so they set off, a small journey that could open a big door to the dream ahead. Jack and Tien stopped the car in front of a house that had been neatly renovated. The frontage was not too wide, but it had depth and was located right on the main road, just as Jack's mother described. The two got out of the car, and as soon as they reached the gate, a middle-aged man, the homeowner, came out to greet them with a friendly smile. After a few greetings, they were invited into the living room. When Jack asked about renting the house, the homeowner shook his head slightly. "Actually, I used to plan to rent it out. But now my wife and I want to sell it to return to the countryside to retire. If you find it suitable, then take a look around the house." Hearing that, Jack nodded immediately. "Yes, then let me take a look." The homeowner led the two to see each room, two large rooms, a small backyard and a mezzanine, exactly the type that Jack needed to use as an office combined with a small warehouse. When he returned to the living room, Jack sat down, looked around once more, then turned to Tien. She nodded slightly in agreement. "I think this house is very suitable for our upcoming work. It is near the market, near the main road. Uncle, can you tell me how much you plan to sell it for?" The homeowner replied firmly, "I am offering the price of $2 billion, including the transfer of ownership documents." Jack smiled. "Actually, at first, I was just planning to ask about renting, but now that you said you were selling, and this house is so reasonable, I decided to buy it. It is for long-term business anyway." Having said that, Jack opened his bag and took out a sample deposit contract, quickly filled in the information and presented it to the homeowner. "This is the deposit. I will send it to you. I will pay the rest of the procedures when I finish the paperwork." The homeowner was surprised but happy to meet someone with good intentions and determination. The two parties signed the contract right there. Tien looked at Jack. Her eyes were both surprised and admiring. She gently held his hand as if to add more confidence to the new turning point in their journey. After the contract was signed, the landlord took out a bunch of old keys from his pocket and carefully handed them to Jack, along with the instructions. "This is the main key and the gate lock. I left all the basic furniture. If anything is missing, you can add it later. I wish you two a prosperous business." Jack bowed his head in thanks, and Tien also politely saw the landlord to the gate. As soon as he left, Tien turned back, lifted her hair, rolled up her sleeves, and was about to start cleaning. Her eyes glanced at the thin layer of dust on the table and chairs. and her mouth muttered, "Let me wipe the table first. This shelf is too dusty." But Jack immediately stepped forward, placed his hand lightly on her shoulder, shook his head and smiled. "No need, let's go home and tell Mom first. Or she'll get impatient. I'll call someone to come clean professionally. Do it once and for all. Then we can start decorating." Tien looked at him, smiled and nodded. She knew that from now on, every decision would have a bigger meaning, not just between the two of them, but also a journey to start a big dream. The two of them walked out of the newly bought house, closing the door softly. In Jack's hand, the bunch of keys jingled slightly, as if signaling that a door to the future was officially opening. When he got home, after telling his mother the good news, Jack immediately picked up the phone and called a close friend who was working for the local government. This person was an old classmate, currently working in the district administration office. After just a short call, his friend immediately went to see Jack to support him. As soon as he sat down at the table to drink water, his friend excitedly said, "I'm so happy to hear that you're opening a company. I'll take care of the establishment papers, business registration, sub-licenses, everything. Everything is done according to the correct procedures. Quickly, just tell me if you need anything." Jack smiled, gently squeezing his friend's hand as a thank you. "Thank you very much. I'm planning to recruit people, but they have to be capable, serious, and dedicated." His friend nodded. "Yes, don't worry. Let me ask around at a few familiar places. There are a few people who are very good at office work. I'll introduce them. You can choose who suits you." Jack nodded, grateful. The atmosphere between the two friends seemed to warm up in the afternoon when the sun was about to set. A moment later, the friend looked at his watch and stood up. "Okay, I still have to run to the police station. If there's anything, call me anytime." "Yeah, thank you very much. I owe you a drink." Jack laughed loudly, seeing his friend to the gate. The door closed behind his friend, and Jack stood there, his eyes filled with determination. Everything was gradually taking shape. The dream was no longer a pipe dream. That afternoon, Tien returned from the market, carrying 2 bags full of vegetables and food. As soon as she entered the door, she smelled the fragrant aroma of fried onions wafting from the kitchen. She quickly walked in and saw Jack busy in the kitchen, his shirt sleeves rolled up, his face slightly sweaty but still attentively cutting carrots into slices. "What are you doing?" Tien laughed and asked, her eyes wide open at the rare sight. Jack turned around, squinting. I was going to cook rice. I was going to make cabbage soup and fried fish. You came back from the market just in time." Tien put the bag on the table, walked over and took the knife from Jack's hand, shook her head and smiled lightly. "Leave it there, I'll do it. If you cut any more, we'll have carrot porridge later." "Oh, I'm learning to be a good husband." Jack pretended to be sulky. "Let's do it together. You wash the vegetables, I'll cook. Is that fair?" Both of them laughed. Then one washed vegetables, the other cut meat, occasionally teasing each other with light jokes. In the small kitchen, the sound of knives and chopping boards mixed with cheerful laughter. The atmosphere was not as romantic as in the movies, but it carried a very real happiness, warm, simple, and full of love. That meal, although only had a few simple dishes, was unusually delicious, because it was cooked with all the sharing and sincerity of 2 people starting a new